Welcome to the righteous sphere. We separate the gray areas over here. We don't do the lying like those other places. No. We don't do no fucking lying over here. You're gonna get the truth.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation, nor from the weakness that will cause us to stumble and fall. When you laugh at somebody else's fall, white or black, rich or poor, your enemy or your friend, you are laughing and opening a way for your own demise when you do that. Because to laugh and not learn, to make mockery and not to understand, is to make the same mistake yourself. Did you hear me?
Welcome, my good brother. Y'all feeling it's Fun Friday. Salute to my brothers, my good bread fellas. Salute to my sisters with sense. How y'all feeling? Welcome to the studio, guys, where we learn how not to be fools from some well-paid fools. And we got a good show rolled out today, guys. We multi-streaming, so those you on the Brutally Honest, y'all get the whole stream. Y'all get an extra stream. And those of us here at the Mr.Goodbread reaction channel, we want to know, why would rapper Cameron and Mase wrongfully accuse Jay-Z of hating on Lil Wayne? We want to understand the dynamics of that, because this is what we talk about. We talk about how people will sit around each other because of they hate one another. They'll become friends because of common enemies, right? And we also talk about how the winner get to write the story. The winner get to write the history books, right? And neither Mace or Cameron could seem to catch Jay status. You know what I mean? Both those guys were workers. Jay was the boss. So you got to understand how people, right? They would tag up and team up with somebody they think is tough. You know what I mean? Because they can't do it themselves. And this is no shade to Cam or Mace, because I'm a Harlem Knight. I'm from Harlem. But who better to know how we get down? And that's just how the male spirit in New York City, Harlem, that's just how it is, yo. And that's just why the title is what the title is on the Brutally Honest channel. Because money can't be the reason y'all friends. Money can't be the reason why y'all in a relationship. Remember, relationships, friendships, partnerships, those are all the same things, guys, at the end of the day. And money can't be the driving, the end-all be-alls in neither one of those ships. Can't be. And we're going to figure that out. We're going, man, you know how we're going to get to the bottom of this today, because we want to know, why would these two grown men sit up there on their public platform where people suck the information that they give up as Bible, because they the celebrities, and because they could show a little money, they could show the Jewish man's money because it's borrowed. You know what I mean? The bank control it. The minute they act dumb and don't be with the program, they gonna come take their money, yeah. And if they go to the bank and ask for too much money, they gotta go through a whole lot of stuff for it to be their money. You know what I mean? But that's a whole nother live. I know how y'all feel about y'all celebrities and y'all stars and entertainers. So, you know what I mean? But we gotta watch these folks. We gotta test every spirit, guys. Remember those 6 things that God hates. Lying lips and bearing false witness was one of those, guys. Now you got Mason Betha. This is supposed to be a church man. See, this is what I mean about these ways of the world. When you go MGTOW, you go all the way MGTOW, meaning you leave the ways of the world and they religious schemes, And scams, you leave that alone too. You go see about God for yourself. You go see about that without any middleman. That's what MGTOW mean. You go the other way and go see about that. Don't go tying into any one of these religious groups that only want to teach you how to hate when it don't benefit you. Not every situation requires you to hate when it don't benefit you. Some situations require you humbling up, learning from the uncomfortable situation, and then building something on your own so you can have it, you can keep it. Don't go try to steal it, because that's what the hater have you do. All right, but let's see, because some of y'all like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because y'all don't be following this joint. Congratulations. Congratulations. But yes, these two rappers, they set up there on a public platform. Let's get into that. And they sat there and bared false witness, knowing how fickle the mind of the followers are. People come to these platforms and they come to your show, sir, so you can tell them how to think. And you go tell them that another man who had nothing to do with the decision, not nothing to do with the decision, but he ultimately did not have the final decision that belongs to the city. You gonna go tell that man, you gonna go tell the world he hating on this man. Because you want Lil Wayne, who is stupid enough to go jump out the window, because then we have a lot of those in our community too. We have a lot of people that'll let somebody control their mind and have them jump right out the window, yo, and get their whole head knocked off. Guys, Jay and Lil Wayne don't have no friction. They don't have a beef. Can't be.
There's people like Jay-Z. You know what I mean? He helped me when I was really, really, really down. Really, really, really down. People like Swiss Beats that's gonna send me every beat he make and want me to rap on every single one until I got my situation straight. He don't want me to talk about it, don't want me to tell nobody. Jay don't want me to tell nobody. That man helped me with my tax. These are real friends, y'all. Shout out to my nigga Jay. Shout out to my nigga Swiss. Shout out to my brother Chance. Music! Y'all know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you see, I see we got company today, but I'm gonna go and ignore her. Cause she's one of those people that let the stars think for her. She mad now, she triggered because I'm talking about her little stars. Man, sit down. Neither one of these rappers that we finna talk about today want to touch you, man. All right? Neither one of them would touch you, all right?
You dirty bitch! You fucking whore!
Sit down. Sit down. Let's get to that.
Lil Wayne had a problem with somebody before who's kind of part of the organization running it. This is payback. Who's that? Who's Lil Wayne artist? Drake.
Yeah,
this is
hating at this age is crazy.
It's crazy, bro. It's ridiculous. Like Mike, there's some hip hop shit that you probably don't know what's going on. To be totally honest with you, so we'll school you behind the scenes. Lil Wayne not to be performing in New Orleans for the Super Bowl.
And this how modern women be. This is exactly how modern women be in them hair salons, y'all. This is exactly how modern women be. And then Cam sitting there, right? Grown ass man, so he call himself. He's sitting up there and he gonna tell the dude, I'm gonna tell you, like if he got some real exclusive shit to tell this man behind the scenes, you gonna lie to him behind the scenes now, bro. Because now you're going to try to paint it as if Jay blocked Wayne because he don't like Drake. And, bro, that got nothing to do with nothing, bro. That's apples and oranges. That's why you broke. You know what I mean? And the people you're hating on got more money than you. Let me say that. You're not broke because you got more money than the people that triggered right there. What you talking about? You got more money than them. But you don't got more money than the folks you're hating on. You should be on those guys' level. You should be on those guys' level.
Is egregious. And it gotta stop. It gotta stop. Mike will tell you what's going on later. It gotta stop, bro. It gotta stop, man.
Yeah, and I'm doubling down on that. Hating at this age is crazy.
Yeah.
And then here go the dude that swindles everybody. Give it 2 more years, and they're gonna roll P. Diddy out, right? They're gonna roll P. Diddy out as the new Mase. He gonna be that rapper that did some foul fuck shit and then turned into a pastor, priest. He gonna be the next thing smoking in them churches. That's how they gonna recover Diddy. That's how Diddy gonna work. That's how he gonna get his name back. That's the go-to move, bro. That's the go-to move. We see you, Mase. We see you, sir. You have no credibility. Nothing you say shall be taken seriously, sir. You supposed to be a church-going man, and you sitting here bearing false witness because you two is friends now because of the money. You two friendships because of the money now, because y'all getting money on this show. That's the common thing that brought y'all together. Y'all really can't stand each other. Mase, you know you can't stand Cam. We could play some shit right now where Cam was sitting there disrespecting you on air, and now you would sit there with this man who you know is an absolute idiot. You know what I mean? Is that, in fact, what he sat there and did to you, while he was doing it to you, Mase, Jim Jones was learning it and now is doing it to him. And he don't like it. But it's the same thing he did to you. You see how the cycle repeats itself? Now that's exclusive, Cam. Talk about that. Talk about that, my guy. Talk about that.
Wayne.
It's wild, bro.
And I work with Wayne. I love him. Great dude.
And this has nothing towards Kendrick. If anybody deserved it, Kendrick deserved it. But there's some backstory shit going on.
Yeah.
While Lil Wayne is not performing the Super Bowl.
Good points. Right. I can dig it.
Yeah, that's sad. That's so sad. Yeah, that's like really sad. Like, come on, my nigga.
For real, bro.
You're that insecure, man. Like, come on.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Me and you were supposed to be at Fanatics.
Same thing.
3 weeks ago. The week before Fanatics happens, Cam and Mase didn't sign the contract.
Now that might be true. Now he might be fucking with you. But stop trying to link with people who he's not fucking with and then trying to get them to fight your battles. That's what suckers do, my guy. That's what suckers do. On the low, you gotta peep these guys. I know y'all like these guys. I like Cam too, bro. I know every single song on that SDE album, bro. I like Come Home With Me too. But just because you like these people, just because you love these people, don't mean you let that bad behavior slide. No, we not doing that. Fuck out of here. No, I tell my mama when she wrong. And you wrong. You're hating. You're the biggest hater other than Nori, bro. Nori, calm down. You, Cam, I see it. It's all in you. It's all in. Then you try to link up. That's modern woman behavior, y'all. That's modern woman behavior, bro.
We banned from Fanatics, but who's at Fanatics?
I'm gonna start saying names.
Yo, it's wild, man.
The hate is crazy.
And then the people that's the wannabe victims, they be acting like they got some real, like, Mase, say names, Mase, so that they can start blowing you up, Mase. You act like you don't got dirt on you, bro. You come on, bro. You've been working for all y'all work for the devil. All y'all got the tape. Say names so that your tape with Diddy could come out. Now that we got tapes going around and shit. We the people want you to say Jay-Z name, bro. So that your pay, it's gonna get 2025 fitting to be lit. If we thought Cat Williams popped off 2024, I'm telling you, if these sassy individual males get bold like that and they start saying names and they want to say Jay-Z name, I dare them. Y'all know, y'all already see it. Y'all can connect the dots, boy. Tapes popping out of nowhere. Niggas sending tapes to Ben Affleck. He divorcing. And come on, man. Let them play with them. Let them play. Mase, you know, Mase, you already know, boy. You been in them parties. Mase, you been in them parties, boy. Mase been in them parties, y'all. Mase been in them parties, y'all.
For agreeing to do this interview. I know it's a really tough time for you right now, but we really appreciate your time.
Let's do it.
Now, Puff, P. Diddy, how do you want me to refer to you?
You can call me Love.
Okay, let's address the elephant in the room, all the allegations. Are you attracted to men or women?
It depends on my mood, my vibe.
Is it true that you've had sexual relations with Meek Mill?
I can't tell you that.
Yeah, Mase could. Bet Mase could. But yeah, I don't know why these two grown men did that. Like, and they do this, and even on YouTube, they get a story, and they know right from wrong, and they know that if you tell the story the right way, it ain't gonna get no traction. Don't nobody want to hear that, because everybody got that loser spirit in them. So they go around looking for loser content all day that'll make them feel like a winner instead of just going to do some work so they can really win, right? That's understood. A lot of people come to the internet to escape reality because their reality is sucky. They have that loser spirit in them. So now they coming to match that spirit with the entertainment that they need to stay stagnant instead of fixing them. And that's what's going on out here, guys. And this is why they so foolish. This is why the people is foolish. Remember, I said we watch and we study the celebrities, so we learn how the regular folks, the folks that ain't got as much money as them. See, these people could get up here and they can act a fool because then they could throw money at their mistakes. They could throw money at their problems. The same people that they're influencing ain't got enough money for them or time to risk and be like them to make the mistakes they're gonna make. And that's where the people fuck up at. They'll blame men and they'll blame everybody, the fathers and all that. You know what I mean? But that's how it happened. That's how they got in that situation. Following these folks.
Yeah.
Look, and that's crazy, guys. So in order to really, really understand what's going on here, we got to break down 3 beefs. So we got to keep it moving. We got to keep the show rolling today. We got to get into 3 beefs. Which one you want to start with, gang? Y'all pick. Y'all know, in order to really break this down and to understand why Cameron and Mase will wrongfully sit up there and accuse Jay-Z of hating on Lil Wayne, you got to understand why. Lil Wayne is closer to Jay-Z than them two. It's crazy, right? Lil Wayne, even though Lil Wayne ain't write his rhymes, and why did that trigger a lot of y'all? Y'all, how old is my channel over here? How old is the average age over here? I got to check my analytics. Because I put that up, I put that in the video, and I had y'all under my comments calling me dumb and calling me weird. Y'all didn't know that Lil Wayne didn't always write all his rhymes, and he probably still don't. Y'all don't know that whole Young Money camp drive. You know, they signed a whole lot of dudes that you never really saw, right? Those are ghostwriters, guys. Jay Mills, you know what I mean? You know Jay Mills was signed there. You know what he did, his whole stint there, right? He got like 3 features in a video, but for the most time he was writing for Drake and them, and Nicki and them, and Lil Wayne. Y'all don't know that? Y'all don't know that? You know what I mean? Y'all gotta understand, y'all. Do your research before you go jumping. That be that HPD. Do your research before you go jumping and responding. Stop attaching your emotions to these stars. You could do some work. You could do the work. You could do the work. You know what I mean? You could do the work. You know when I really stopped wanting to be a rapper? I'm gonna tell y'all some real G shit right now. We're gonna get back to the video. When I really stopped wanting to be a rapper was when I stopped, right? And I looked around and I said, bro, I got every single thing a rapper could have, like being a rapper. I have access to multiple women. I'm not just stuck being in a relationship, can't stiff neck, can't look at other women, can't talk to other women, can't mingle with other women respectfully, with permission. You know what I mean? When I realized I got all of that, because that's what y'all do it for. That's what a lot of people become rappers for attention, right? But when you realize you could gain all that without actually having to sell your soul, you wouldn't even want to be a rapper no more yourself. you wouldn't even want to be a rapper no more, guys. Understand, guys. Put God first, man. You know I was gonna go there. You know I was gonna go there. They whole squad trash. He said they whole squad trash. All right, guys, but get back to the video. Let's start with I'm trying to see which is the best one to start with, because you got the Mase versus Jay, you got the Cam versus Mase, and you got the Cam versus Jay. So we got to break down all of those so you can understand why this is some foolishness right here. This is some girly hating on Jay-Z type shit right here. You know what I mean? Word. Oh, they let the monkeys in. They let the little bald head roaches in. They let the bald head roaches in. Yep, yes they did. It's Friday. You know it's bad. You know, when somebody got nothing but mean stuff to say in the chat on Friday, you know what that means, right? You know they broke. Those are brokies right there. Those are dust bunnies. Pockets dry. Only people that is broke hate on Friday. Friday be the day you tend to catch people in a great mood. The meanest person be lit on a Friday, yo. Word. Especially this early, like 3 o'clock on a Friday Eastern time. People still like, hey, how you doing? Holding the door and stuff. Like, hey, keep the change. People don't be in a sucky mood like some of these people in the chat. Just because I'm talking about they celebrities, they gods. They worship these folks as gods. So it's like I'm disrespecting Jesus Christ to them right now. You know, they don't like that. They do not like that. Yo, we're going to talk about Cam and Mase first. We're going to get that out of the way. We're going to get that right out of the way, yo, because that's the fakest friendship I ever seen in my life. That's the fakest friendship I ever seen in my life. And when it's a Bible scripture that tell you once you make a divorce and you cut ties and you cut bread and send the person on their other way, you don't spin the block. That's an abomination. That's an abomination. And that count for friendships too. That don't just count for divorces and marriages. That count for friendships too, y'all. Mase know he dead wrong. He's subject to anything that happened to him while he's sitting there fucking with that devil's money with Cam. You know what I mean?
Mase and Cameron. I've been getting a lot of requests to do this video about these two, and I knew that I needed to have it to you guys as soon as possible. I've covered Cam a lot in the past, but every time I told part of his story, I never really mentioned his relationship with Mase that much. This Behind the Beef series is really turning into something, with the first video being Lil Wayne versus Gilly the Kid, and the second one being Beanie versus Jadakiss. I don't want to do too much talking in a big fancy intro like I normally do, because this might be a long one, and there's just so many layers to this quote-unquote beef. Before I get more into the video, though, I would first like to thank you guys for coming to see this, because you guys could be doing a million other things right now, but instead, you're here with me, and I appreciate that. If you guys like the content, you guys should like, comment, and subscribe to help the channel grow. I reply to a lot of the comments, and I love going through them and seeing.
And I'll have the video link, this video's link, in the description box for those of you that want to check it out without my commentary and without my reaction to it.
What you guys think. Also, follow my Instagram too. That would be greatly appreciated. You guys can always reach out and just show me some love. It's all good. Also, let me know where you are tuning in from. Represent where you're from. Shout out to all my folks in Harlem that support me, because I know that it's quite a bit of y'all, and keep doing your thing. Comment down below who you want to potentially see next in this series. Also, I literally just got my wisdom teeth out not that long ago, and it still kind of hurts when I talk, and like my face is still like a little bit puffy. So this might sound like some Kanye through the wire stuff. So excuse me if I'm slurring or anything like that, because there's still parts of my mouth that I really can't move and form words correctly with. But without further ado, I give you Mase versus Cameron, the story behind the beef. Before we get into the actual quote-unquote beef, let's start off with some quick backstories behind the two. Cam was born Cameron Giles in February of 1976, and he would grow up in Harlem, New York. Growing up, Cam was a hooper and played a lot of basketball. He was a...
Guys, no lie, real rep, that's my school right there. I went to that school right there. I was a freshman. That's Manhattan Center. 116th and Pleasant Avenue. Damn, I can't get a good picture of it.
Stories behind the two. Cam was born Cameron Giles in February of 1976, and he would grow up in Harlem, New York. Growing
right there, guys. That's my school. That's my high school right there. That's my junior high school and high school, because I had junior high school inside that building. And in fact, my freshman year in junior high school was all of those guys' senior year in Manhattan Center. Makai Fife also went to this school too. He was with them too. So just a little side note.
Up, Cam was a hooper and played a lot of basketball. He was a very promising player, and in a 2009 interview with ESPN, Cam said, "Well, I grew up in New York City, Harlem, New York. I played ball for probably two of the biggest amateur basketball organizations in the city, one being the Gauchos, the other one being the Riverside Hawks. I went to Manhattan Center High School. I never graduated, but I came out of high school top 25 in the country in the class of 1994. I tried my hardest to look up if Cam was actually top 25, but I did manage to find this picture from a Slam magazine article about Cam.
Now, that's why I told y'all that's my school, and I could verify that, yo. I could verify that for you. He played ball. It was big noise. It was noise. They made noise, went to the Garden. It was our girls too. See, our girls continued it up. Our girls, every fucking year they was dominant. After this year, our boys we didn't do too well. But they did their thing.
I'm pretty sure that he's telling the truth. A bunch of people also have came out and said that Cam was indeed a real hooper back in the day. Him and Mase will hoop together, though, in high school at the Manhattan Center for Science and Mathematics. In 1992, the two helped bring the team all the way to the public school's athletic Class A championship at Madison Square Garden. Cam would infamously miss the last shot at the buzzer, which ultimately resulted in the team losing the game. This is the moment the beef started. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. This is not when it started.
It is though. Remember, these dudes be in the streets linking up, being friends because of common enemies or because of common poverty. You know what I mean? We don't really know each other. We just know that I need you for survival. It's a survival thing, guys, where you'll link up with somebody who you think is bigger, who you think is stronger, but you know nothing about them. It's for survival. And when you out there in these streets surviving, single mother raised, no father, no guidance, everybody around you ain't got no father, so it's just a bunch of feminine energy, like, you know what I mean? Grow up, start wearing pink and shit.
Started. But in Cameron's movie, Killer Season, he portrays this shot as the miss that changed everything for him. But in reality, he kept on hooping for both Riverside and Gauchos, and as a senior, he would lead the Manhattan Center to an undefeated regular season, but his team would get bounced in the first round of the playoffs. About this, Cam would say, "My senior year of high school, we went the whole season 24-0 and lost in the first round of the playoffs. When we lost, I was so devastated, I didn't go back to school. I was just pissed off about it. So I ended up getting my GED, and the University of Miami put me onto the junior college in Texas, and I was supposed to transfer when I finished up at Navarro. This plan wouldn't go all the way through because Cam would get injured and then kicked out of the school. We'll get back to Cam's story later, but now let's get to Mase. Mase was born Mason Betha in Jacksonville, Florida in August of 1975. Eventually, Mase would end up moving to Harlem, but while he was in Harlem, he started to get involved in the street life, and his mother didn't like that. So she sent him back to Florida for a little while. Eventually, Mase would come back when he was a little older now, and he started to become a promising basketball player alongside
That boy Murder had a mean. Listen to that boy forehead, boy. That boy got a mean head. Boy, pause. No Diddy. Woo! Damn, that boy got a Thunderdome, boy. Thunderdome, boy. Like Stephon Marbury. He got the Stephon Marbury Thunderdome.
Cameron at Manhattan Center, which I said a little earlier. Mase had dreams of someday joining the NBA, but he was unable to make it into a D1 college due to his bad academic scores. Mase ultimately attended State University of New York at Purchase. While he was there, he soon realized that he had a slim chance of actually making it into the NBA, and he really began to focus on music. Mase would start writing music, making demo tapes, and performing at local nightclubs. Mase would make his way back to Harlem, and now we'll skip back to when Cameron comes back into the fold and when he returns to Harlem. I'll play an old clip of audio of Cameron talking about what happened when he came back to Harlem and what happened with him and Mase. Keep in mind, this audio is from this interview I'm about to play, and this is from the late 90s.
Mase got put on over at Bad Boy. I got into some problems out in school. I used to go to a junior college in Texas. And then when I came back, Mase was like, yo, you start writing, I'll put you on again. You know what I'm saying? So then I started writing again. He took me over to Notorious B.I.G. house. And I rapped for Biggie. And Biggie was like, yo, you nice. You know what I'm saying? I want to put you on. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Of course, this B.I.G. I would love to be put on. So he called this partner, Un Rivera, up. Like, I got this kid sitting in my house. I want to sign him. And Un was like, yo, I'll sign him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even hear me rhyme. He just respected Big's opinion that much.
That's crazy right there. You mean to tell me that's how that story went and you had that much animosity to this man because of your fault? And this is all your fault, Cam. This is all your fault. Yo, we ain't even getting to the other reason why it's your fault. But wow, yo. I told you, guys, yo, common enemies should not make you a friend, and money cannot be the reason why you hang around your devil.
But after Big passed away, he got a new label called Entertainment, and he was like, he wanted to make me the first artist for the simple fact that Big wanted to sign me. And that's how I got down with Entertainment.
Now, I might add that I was reading an article from the Source magazine, and I guess they interviewed Cam, and he said that when he came back to Harlem, he noticed that Mase was acting different. Here is the exact quote Cam said. Now that I'm older, I kind of see the position Mase was in. This time, Mase was older than me, and I was a little younger. I couldn't understand how he was moving. I didn't respect it. I just thought that should be mentioned because obviously Mase and Cam weren't full out beefing yet, but this was just the start of the silent tension between the two. But as you heard from Cameron,
that secret jealousy. Remember, me and you could be friends when we broke. Your friendship is not tested when y'all broke on your mama couch, struggling and surviving. That's not when you know who your friends are. You know who your true friends are when you get some money. When you get some money, or when they get some money. That's when you know who your true friends are. As long as y'all both broke and at the same level, y'all can fake it till y'all make it. But as soon as somebody level up, they gonna call it you switched up, you changed, but you grew. And they don't plan on growing. So they don't like that shit. Because people don't like to see you change, bro. People need you to stay the same so that they can use you as is.
Himself, when Cam was in college, that's when Mase got put onto Bad Boy. And when Cam got back to Harlem, Mase told Cam that if he started writing again, that he would put him on. Also, just some clarification, Children of the Corn or Children of the Corner was a rap group that consisted of Cameron or Killer Cam, Mase or Murder Mase, Bloodshed, Big L, and Herb McGruff. Big L would start this group, but they ultimately disbanded later in the 90s, sometime after the death of Cameron's cousin, Bloodshed. Big L would tragically pass away some years later as well. RIP to both of them. But back to the story. With Mase and Cam, and Mase stuck true to his word because Cam would start writing for people in the industry. I think one of the most notable things we know Cam wrote at that time was Lil Caesar's verse on the song Crush on You. In an interview, Cam said this: "What happened was Entertainment CEO Lance Rivera gave Mase $30,000 to write 5 songs for Lil C's at that point, and Mase gave me $5,000 of the 30 to write 1 or 2 of the songs. I wrote the Crush on You song, and they ended up keeping it for a Lil Kim album, but it was really for Lil C's. The original Crush on You is all Lil C's. Lil Kim isn't even on the record." So Crush on You came out in 1996, I believe, and in 1997, Mase would drop his classic debut album, Harlem World, in October of that year. Harlem World would peak at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart, selling over 175,000 copies in the U.S., and at this point, Mase was pretty much a star. He already had a number 1 album that was his debut album. He had the lead single, Feel So Good, off of Harlem World, which will peak at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. The second single, What You Want, will peak at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100, and the song Looking At Me, which peaked at number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100. I guess I never realized how lit Mase was back then, but yeah, Mase was definitely...
Mase was lit, boy. Mase was lit. It was right off of the Biggie death too. So we was starving for some flow. We was starving for flow. It wasn't too much about the lyrics. We wanted that flow. We wanted the bop. You know what I mean? And Mase, he delivered. Mase delivered. And this is right around the Jack the old school era beat joint. The Diddy was hot when it come to picking old school songs to sample. This was his heyday right here, boy.
That dude. That stuff I just listed is insane, especially for a debut album. This man had 3 singles that ended up being in the top 10. Mase and Cam would end up doing an episode of Rap City together, and Cam would say that he was proud for Mase's success. I would also like to add that we all know that Biggie would pass in March of 1997, and this would now lead to Mase being positioned to step up and be a star of Bad Boy. In 1998 is when things started to get interesting between Cam and Mase. In July of 1998, Cameron would release his debut album, Confessions of Fire, and it would peak at number 6 on the Billboard 200, selling over 107,000 copies in its first week of release. This album would end up having 3 singles, but for now, we'll only be talking about 2, which are 357 and Horse and Carriage. Mase would end up appearing in Cameron's video for 357, in which Mase and Cam were pretty much running from cops together. Things would start to get different when it was time to shoot the video for Cameron's song Horse and Carriage. Mase, in an interview with Hot 97 all the way in 2004, will say that he was at the Hit Factory with Cam, which is a famous recording studio in New York. He was doing the song Horse and Carriage with him. Mase would do the song, and then Mase said that he asked Cam to get paid for doing the video and the song with him. Mase said that he told Cam that he either gets the money or Mase was going to get the money, or they can split it. We'll touch more on this 2004 interview later. But yeah, this is when things really started to change between the two.
Exactly, guys. That's when the friendship was tested, because you gonna use me, but you not gonna get me paid though. You think I'm gonna just sit there? My boss is P. Diddy, the thirstiest of thirstiest people in the world, in this business. And you gonna use me. And it's not like your record company do not have a budget for features, bro. It's just a matter of Cameron being young-minded like he still is, not knowing the business, and thinking that because we friends, I'm supposed to do free shit for you. The fact that we friends is the reason why you're supposed to try to get me paid, bro. Bad business. But this is what happened. Not everybody gonna go with you, guys. Not everybody could go with you. You start taking people that you like with you, and that be your downfall.
I don't know if at the time people knew that there was tension between Mase and Cam, but while I was listening to one of the early interviews of Cam, he was asked why Mase didn't appear in the video, and he told the media that it was because of family business. Here's the clip.
Strikes me as weird is that Mase is not even, although he's on the song for Horse and Carriage, he's not in the video for that.
Yeah, Mase didn't come to the video because he has some family business to attend to, and family always comes before music at any time, you know what I'm saying? So whenever somebody asks me that, I understand it's a lot of fans that's out there that want to see Mase in the video, but remember, music is a business and family always comes first. So yes.
You should have felt the whole way anyway, because why people, they wanted to see Mase in that video more than your song, boy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's how hot Mase was, y'all.
It's a family business to take care of, so that's why I didn't come to the video.
Now, I found this article from a Vibe magazine issue from 2002 when I was doing my...
Rest in peace, K Slay, y'all. Rest in peace. Put the one in the chat for K Slay, y'all. Rest in peace. K Slay.
Research, and I saw DJ K Slay say something rather interesting. For those who don't know who he is, just do your research. Legendary. But he said something that I never really put into perspective. He said Mase was at an all-time high then, and Mase not being in the Horse and Carriage video played a big part in preventing Cameron's first album from going where it was supposed to go. Comment down below what you think of this. Would Confessions of Fire did a little better if...
Abso-freaking-lutely, man. Mase was baking. He was hot. He was hot like fish grease, and it was right before DMX, right before the DMX storm, boy. Right before DMX storm, boy. So Cam definitely had room to get that bread. Cam had room to really put a dent in the game right there.
Mase actually appeared in the Horse and Carriage video. Just a question, because I would like to know what y'all think, but this will wrap up this segment of the video where I was pretty much focusing on the start of both Cam and Mase's career until where they initially started to have problems. Let's get into chapter 2. So now we're in 1999, and Mase would release his sophomore album Double Up in June of 1999, and it peaked at number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, selling 107,000 copies in its first week. A couple months before the album release, though, Mase would announce his retirement from rap. Here's a clip of Mase calling into Funk Flex's show to announce it, and another clip where he goes into further detail about why he retired.
Mase is retiring from the rap game.
I do what make me happy. You know, a lot of people gonna say I'm crazy, I'm leaving money behind and a lot of things. But it's just, you know, how I feel in my heart. Once God puts something in your heart, you know, God talks to everybody different.
So you say you don't want to make any more albums?
I don't want to make no records. I don't want to rap on no records, and I don't want to run no record companies.
I don't think people want that, Mase. You might be outvoted. What you gonna do?
If I'm outvoted, then I'm just outvoted. You know what I'm saying?
I told everyone before I started that I don't plan to be here for long. I plan to, you know, use rap as a stepping stone. And I just wish people paid more attention to what I say, then it wouldn't hit them as a surprise.
So yeah, and if you paid close attention, Mase said that it was pretty much always evident he wasn't going to be in the rap game long because he aspired to do other things. One of those things just happened to be an ordained minister. And something I didn't touch on earlier was that when Mase was younger and he was acting up in Harlem, his mom sent him back to Florida. While he was back in Florida, he started attending church on a regular basis. Skip back to this point of the story, and now Mase was trying to be a pastor or ordained minister, whatever you want to call it. I'm just not going to get into all that. But one of the two. At this point in 1999, though, Cam was still trying to rise in the music industry, but things weren't going all that well for him. After his debut album, Confessions of Fire, Cameron's label Entertainment lost their deal with Epic Records, and now Cam was just on Epic. When Cam was on Epic, he started getting wise to the music business because a lady at Epic was putting him on game and telling him what the label wasn't doing for him. Cam would then go to Dame Dash, who he had known since about the age of like 13 years old, I believe. And actually, Dame used to manage Children of the Corn for a little while, fun fact. But Cam went to Dame, and Dame said that if Cam managed to get out of his deal with Epic, then he would give him one of his distributions. According to Cameron, he would go up to Epic pretty much every day with like 40 dudes to make people in there feel uncomfortable, and ultimately Cam was released. Before his release, though, he dropped his sophomore album, SDE, or Sports, Drugs, and Entertainment, in September of 2000. This album didn't do as well as his debut album did because this
one of the most underrated albums on the shelf. One of the most underrated albums, the most underrated
album would peak at number 14 on the Billboard.
And salute to my guy, Music Maestro, who was on the channel a couple months back. Yo, he got a lot of work on this channel, on this album right here, in the beat credit, in the producer's credit. Salute.
200, selling 73,000 copies in his first week. Cam has admitted that he was pretty much dead broke before signing with Rockefeller, and at this point, his debut album only went gold, and his second album didn't do so hot, so he was in an interesting position. In 2001, though, Cam would join Rockefeller, and in May of the following year, in 2002, Cam would release his third studio album, Come Home With Me, which peaked at number 2 on the Billboard 200 chart with first week sales of 226,000 copies. Now, Cam had his platinum album. On this album, though, on the song Welcome to New York City, we got a bar that really stirred up some stuff with Cam going, "You get jammed with them jammers, blam with them blammers. Hot here, ask Mase. He ran to Atlanta." Now,
and this is why if I was Mase, I wouldn't be able to sit up there on that show with him. I wouldn't. This the most phoniest, fakest friendship I've ever seen in my life, B. But I'm so used to it because I'm from Harlem. I'm from Harlem, so I see it, bro. I see it, bro. And this is why don't nobody get better and the community get worse. Because two demons that sit around each other and condone each other fuckery because of some money. Because of a common enemy. It's sad, boy. It's sad, boy.
Here's the thing behind this bar. I don't want to get too much into the street stuff and things of that nature, but there's rumors that the real reason why Mase left was because he quote unquote got ran out of Harlem. I've seen things saying that a man by the name of Baby Mane ran him out of Harlem, and that at one point there was a price on Mase's head and all these other things. I see people like Jim Jones and others really run with the Baby Mane thing, and like some people just thought that it was just getting too hot in the kitchen, so Mase left. I'm not saying that it's true. I'm just giving y'all what people have said. So in 2017, Cam would pop up at the Breakfast Club and he would discuss his beef with Mase, and he would talk about a song that he did called It's Killer off of his 2017 mixtape, The Program. Cam explains that Mase played a man named Pop Lottie against Baby Mane, but he didn't want to go too in-depth with that situation. Cam would talk about how Mase and Baby Mane will become friends throughout his rise to fame. Mase would end up allegedly having relations with Baby Mane's baby mama, and he ended up getting caught. Mase was at her house, and Baby Mane showed up, so Mase had to end up calling Cam. Cam came over to help Mase out, and Mase only gave Cam $100 for it, so Cam felt disrespected. Mase raps about this situation on his song Jealous Guy off of Harlem World, where he would say the lyrics, "Now would you be mad if I gave back your girl? Or would it still be a problem with the entire Harlem world? At first you were singing that she was your ex, but you was ready to kill me when you found out we had sex. When I came and told you the deal, you wouldn't admit how you feel. Now you know your girl loved me. Why can't you just let it be? Just let it be." So yeah, there's a little bit more on the situation, and I'll put some stuff in the description where you guys can read up on.
Always a bald-head roach behind every beef. Bald-head roach. Behind every beef, bald-head roach.
and stuff like that. Cam would appear on an episode of Rap City The Basement, and he was asked why he said that line on the song Welcome to New York City. And in response, Cam thanked Mase for what he had done for him, and then he goes into how he thought Mase left a lot of people in a fishbowl in Harlem. He said that he signed a deal and had a group called Harlem World, and Cam and others didn't appreciate what Mase was talking about in his book because Mase was quote unquote putting people's business in the street. One name he mentioned in the book just got out of jail at the time, and Cam was saying, if that's your man, then why wasn't Mase checking for him? And then asked where the proceeds from the book was going. Now, the book Cam was probably referring to was Revelations, There's a Light After the Line, which Mase released in 2003. From what I saw from my research, that Rap City episode was from 2003 because that's the episode where Cam and Dipset were freestyling and Cam was counting out the money. But yeah, as you can see, the beef or like rift was far beyond music. Now the year is 2004 and Mase would come back to rap with a few features on songs, but he would ultimately drop his album Welcome Back, in which he released in August of 2004. That album would debut at number 4 on the Billboard 200 chart, selling 188,000 copies in its first week. Things would be different with this album because now things were pretty much the opposite before he left. When Mase initially left, Cam was still on the come up and Mase was at his peak. Now Mase was coming back and he still was doing good and his album did well. But now Cam was a star in his own right and doing his thing. Some people do know that in that same year, Cam would drop Purple Haze, and that didn't do like number-wise like as well as his first album on Rockefeller or Mase's comeback album. But I think people just mainly pin that to the delays, the marketing of the album, and just a bunch of little other things. He literally proved that it was just those things when he would release the album Killer Season, but we're getting a little bit too far ahead of ourselves. In 2004, we have the infamous argument between Mase, Jim Jones, and Cameron on Hot 97. Mase,
and that's crazy right there. Remember, I told y'all, Cam taught Jim Jones how to disrespect Mase. And now Mase and Cam is together, and Jim Jones left on the outside. Ain't enough money for Jim Jones now. So now they taking stabs at each other. Cam and Jim Jones taking stabs at each other. Jim Jones ran his ass over there to Rock Nation and got signed with the enemy. That's another reason why Cameron's salty. That's another reason why he sat up there talking about Jay. It's Jay. Jay hating on Lil Wayne. Like a little modern woman. Like a little modern woman. That is nasty work, Cam.
Mase would end up having a convo with Jim Jones, which resulted in Mase being calm and Jim Jones spazzing out, talking about the book Mase wrote, and he would say the reason why Mase left Harlem was because of Baby Mane and Pop Lottie. Then some minutes later, Cam got on the phone and said Mase never talked about splitting the money when it came to the Horse and Carriage record, and that previous to that interview, Mase wanted to do an album with Cameron. There's also a whole bunch of other stuff in the interview, but just look it up. It's really.
You don't have to like a person to get bread with them, but that's where the integrity is, though. So that's just no integrity. Whatever bread y'all getting, whatever y'all building gonna fold. Understand that, because it's not about not liking the person. It's about, can you check the person? Can you tell the person, no, bro, you're wrong. You're wrong, without having fear of not being able to work with them and make that money. Because people that sit by each other and condone sucker shit, weak shit, thieves, sin, you know what I mean? They're just as guilty as the sinner. You know what I mean? They're just as guilty as the sinner. Just because you don't do what they do, y'all a team. Y'all get money together. Y'all a team. So y'all inherit the same sin. Y'all inherit the same thing. You know what I mean? No one is better than the other. Understand that. So you're right, though. You don't have to like a person, but you better like yourself enough to have integrity to be able to check the person that you claim you like. Or the person you claim you don't like. If they doing something foul. If they getting that money the wrong way. You know what I'm talking about?
entertaining, I must say, especially Jim Jones' part. But yeah, but Cam later in 2004 will release Purple Haze, and he has a song on there called "Take 'Em to Church," where he's pretty much talking about Mase being a preacher and just
more disrespect. It was just more and more. That's why I can't see how they sit there together on that show. That is crazy. Just what got to be going through Mase's head right now, like. And he's supposed to be a Christian. Well, I don't know what he said. I don't know what he Baptist, whatever. I don't know. It don't matter to me. But he's supposed to be a religious man. He's supposed to be a follower of the God word, man. This shit is getting crazy. It's getting nasty out here, y'all. It's getting nasty out here, y'all.
False preaching, basically. And he was using religion to hustle people. That's the best way I can break it down. 2005, though, would be an interesting year in Mase's career because he was now really messing around with G-Unit and 50 Cent. Now, a misconception some people have with Mase was that he was actually signed to G-Unit, which was actually not true because Mase still had obligations with Bad Boy. I can admit it did look like he...
Yeah, we went over that. This is one of the reasons why Diddy and 50, this is the straw that broke the camel back between 50 and Diddy, along with the Mayweather stuff and along with the Rick Ross stuff. That Rick Ross, Diddy reinventing Rick Ross into the Maybach Rick Ross. That 50 would never forgive Diddy for that, so he gonna be on him. But this was the other one. 50 spent a whole lot of money because of a promise that was made to him by Diddy, and then Diddy went back on his promise when he saw how 50 was fitting to roll Mase out. That was just 50 bad business move because 50 played his hand. 50 had to strike while the iron was hot, but he played this hand. He showed this card without having a deal, without having that deal, that Mase deal signed, sealed, and locked in the bag. So little Weasel Puff went up in the numbers, and 50 just got salty on the whole deal, like fuck it, yo. And he just that was it. He was gonna troll Puffy for the rest of Puffy life.
Was because he appeared in videos with 50 Cent, did songs with G-Unit, he was on the cover of magazines with G-Unit, along with other things. It's kind of a mess why he didn't officially sign with G-Unit, but basically Diddy wanted 50 Cent to pay $2 million for Mase, and 50 wasn't going for it. Now a quote that is like, it's kind of funny but savage, but 50 said this about the Mase situation in the interview. 50 would say, I was like, what you looking for that? He said $2 million. I'm like, Mase ain't worth $2 million with $2 million in his pocket. Are you crazy? This is right before we went on that G-Unit tour. The principle is more important. He was $1 million over what Depp was supposed to make. He could have made $1 million out of it, but he's saying $2 million. We could have did it for the $1 million. He could have got that back. Jesus, like that was pretty savage, but but the weird thing about this comeback though with Mase, especially, was when he was with G-Unit, was some of his subject matter. When Mase was with G-Unit, like this kind of like murder Mase persona, I would say, like came back, and it was like confusing to a lot of people because he was a pastor or like whatever, but now he's rapping about violence again and things of that nature. Like put in the comments how you felt about Mase's comeback and his time with G-Unit when he was doing this stuff. Also, yo, I just added this part into this video that wasn't in the original script, and I just found a piece of an interview Cam did in a XXL magazine in 2006, where Cam pretty much says that he'll never talk to Mase again. He said previous to that interview, he ran into Mase in Miami, and he has a picture with Mase in a back like cook crack shirt with the...
Man, that boy Cam is a mini version of his mother, yo. Mini version of his mother. A little woman, yo. Little man girl. He's a little man girl. Sassy. And it's a lot of dudes that love Cam, follow Cam, worship Cam. This is where you get them sassy men running around here. This is where you get them. You know what I mean? Remember, Pink, he taught him how to wear pink. He taught him how to, you know what I mean?
Purple Haze CD, signing it. And there's a song on that CD dissing him. Like, but anyways, let's get back to the initial script. Now at this point, things were getting messy with both Mase and Cam. They were both tied into a lot of different beefs and feuds besides the two obviously going at it. I mean, like, most notably, I mean, Cam was going at, like, Nas, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, like Mase. You know, Mase had his little thing with Loon, Fabulous, and others. I mean, like, obviously, I'm not going to say, like, every single person that they were beefing with or had a problem with, but I just wanted to put those things out there to just say what a mess they were both wrapped in around that time. Also, that reminds me that I never really got into the situation Mase had with Jay-Z and Rockefeller, but that's a story for a whole other day. You see, there was just so much stuff that, like, leads to stuff that leads to stuff. Like, it's just...
Yeah, that would lead us to why Mase teamed up with Cam, why Mase ain't check Cam. Mase ain't check Cam because he's still salty, because Jay Ben told him he gonna always be number 2. Y'all remember that? Jay Ben told Mase, you gonna always be number 2, sir. Check your own videos. Y'all remember that? So this is why Cam and Mase will team up and try to put some false narrative out there on Jay-Z, though. It's sad, yo. And then they'll try to hype Lil Wayne up because they believe in their mind Lil Wayne closer to him, his catalog closer to him than ours. So let's gas him. You know what I mean? They'll link up. This is how weak people do. They'll link up just like women, right? They get in them, what we call them? We call them dumb hoe parties in the chat, where they all group up. They look for one bold bullhead roach to say something derogatory, and then they all, you know what I mean? It's the same. Men do it too, look. And they dress with Gucci and they Prada and all that. Look. This is why I say stop looking for a look. Because a lot of people look great, but they mind messed up, bro. HPD. Hit that like button, guys. Double tap the screen.
It's insane, and I can't always talk about it in one video. Anyways, though, I couldn't find anything really crazy to talk about throughout the years dealing between the situation with Mase and Cam. Mase kind of faded back out of the music industry and returned to being a pastor, and Cam was still doing his thing with music along with other ventures. The thing that really set this Cam and Mase thing back off is when Cam released his 2017 mixtape, The Program, and on the intro song, he would tell the story I said earlier where Cam would save Mase and hand him $100. Pretty much 2 weeks later, Mase would respond with The Oracle. And many of y'all know, like, I'm a big Cam fan. But man, like, he got cooked. Like, Cam got cooked. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, barbecue chicken out there. Like, but man, like, Mase was not...
put him in his place. Mase put him in his place on that one. You know what I mean? The right order happened. The pecking order happened the way it's supposed to happen on that one.
Not playing around, and this track was crazy. Some of the takeaways from this track is that Mase alleges that Dame Dash told Cam to beef with him. Basically, in a verified annotation of The Oracle on Genius, Mase would say, when I came back with Welcome Back, Dame ran up to me like, why don't you and Cam just beef? I was like, beef? Why would we beef? It was the weirdest thing I ever heard. He was like, why don't you and Cam just beef? It'll stay on record. It'll stay on wax. That's why every time I would hear him say something, I wouldn't say nothing back because I knew it wasn't real. Every time they would say something, I would see them and it wasn't no problem. If every time I see you, there's no problem, then why do you keep talking about it? It's 20 years old. Mase talked about how Taxstone accused Cameron of being a snitch, how Cam smashed his own sister. He talked about Cam's IBS, Cam's incident at Rucker Park, talked about Cam's situation with True Life, accused Cam of moving to Orlando because of the 50 Cent feud, accused Cam of robbing Joel Santana, and said that Cam has his name tatted on him, along with other things. Jesus, like, that's a lot of just wild stuff to comprehend. And Cam will reply with the song Dinner Time a day later. Now, this track is rather disappointing to me, mainly because, like, it's not mixed, literally, like, at all. It's not mixed. Cam explains that he was on tour at the time and just simply put it out, but he got a bag for it. The song is one thing, but let's look at the bars he would say. Cam would say that he doesn't have a sister, but he smashed Mase's sister, talked about how Mase got screwed over by Diddy, talked about how Mase isn't from Harlem, how Cam used to give his clothes to Mase back in the day because he was bummy, how Mase becoming a pastor was about the money along with some other things.
Now you see how people act? This is what happened when you bond together because of money. This is why those people that, oh, I ain't gotta like you to get some money with you. Once the money stop, you see this how they act. They go to the social media and, oh, fuck him. Yeah, that's why you ate my. You see how these relationships is, and then these relationships breaking up with all types of trauma and crazy stuff, right? Once the money stopped, once he stopped giving, all of a sudden now he's a deadbeat and he this and he that and he this. That's why these relationships, the foundation of these friendships, partnerships, relationships, it can't be about the money now. It can't. It can't. How y'all think this gonna end? How y'all think this gonna end? Because they never gonna catch Shannon Sharp. They never gonna catch Vlad. So how y'all think this is gonna end?
In reality, I don't think Cam knew Mase was going to snap like that, and I felt like he responded too quick and should have definitely at least mastered the track. A couple of days after the Cam response track, he went on the Breakfast Club and denied a lot of the stuff that was in Mase's song. Cam would say in his own words that he's never dissed Mase, and that he didn't mess with Mase because he was playing with God and taking people's money while saying rap is the devil, but coming back to rap because he was allegedly broke along with other things. Cam would deny that he had a sister and that he did indeed smash Mase's sister, said that Dame never sent him to go at Mase, said that people were mad at Mase for mentioning HUD 6 in the song, and more. I forgot to mention that after the Oracle, Mase and Cam would go at it online. But another thing I wanted to talk about is when Mase would show up at the Angie Martinez show in December of 2017. This interview is an hour and a half long, so it'll be hard to discuss every single thing he said. But some noteworthy things to bring up is that Mase said that if this thing between Cam and him didn't end, that it was going to get bad for Cam. Says that he stood by every line in that song besides the HUD 6 line because he wished that he said that differently. Says that Dame did try to get him and Cam to beef, and said that Cam has a problem with authority and being second, noting Cam beefing with him, Jay-Z, and Jim Jones when Jimmy was blowing up, etc. And that he felt like Cam was constantly interjecting himself into Mase's numerous paths in life to deter him from where he was trying to go in life. Mase brought up something interesting because he said that growing up he was very poor and that he did share clothes with Cam because Cam was the fresh dude. Cam was the all.
That's corny for Cam to even mention that, because honestly, that was the thing. That was the thing that they did back in them days. I didn't do it. You know what I mean? With jeans and stuff, but I did switch to Averex. I did swap a Vanson for Averex and then just give my shit back the same way I gave it. We did swap jackets. We did swap, especially if you have friends that lived in other boroughs. You know what I mean? Because you get to rock out in your borough with a whole different look. And you ain't really have to spend the $400. Because that's how much the leathers was back then, guys. $400.
American in basketball, and he wasn't. But things changed when Mase got big in the rap game because now Mase was that guy. And now Cam, prior to him exploding on the Rock, was trying to be that guy. And it wasn't really working out. Now, after this, I mean, like, there hasn't been a whole lot that has happened between the two. I see Mase say something like him and Cam shook hands or something like that, but he won unanimously. But yeah, I mean, there's not much else that I can really I feel like I can really say about this like y'all don't know about in present day. There's a lot of events in this beef, but they all really took place in the past before I was even born. But I'm about to get into the last part of the video while I'll wrap it up for you guys. Thank you.
Now that we've seen the nucleus, that's the beef. If you want to see why everything is the way it is, that's the nucleus battle right there. So now you can see why Jay-Z, right, with knowing that and seeing that beef, we don't even got to go over Jay-Z versus Cam. We can skip the Jay-Z versus Cam because you got to understand why Jay-Z, it would piss Jay-Z off that Dame Dash went and signed a dude with the spirit and nature of Cam. When we all sat back here and we watched this man just beef with the brother that took him to Big Papa house and got him a deal. Right? Hindsight 2020. How is Dame Dash doing nowadays? Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, come on, guys. Like, you got to see things for what it is, bro. You got to see things for what it is. A lot of people don't want you to change. This is the same thing that Dame Dash going through. He did not want Jay-Z to change, and it was time for Jay-Z to change. You do not have to hate the person because you can no longer use them. You can no longer relate to them anymore. They don't got to give you money anymore. You can't get it. You can't get next to them anymore. You don't got to hate them. Just grow. All you got to do is continue to grow. Guys, stop becoming friends because of common enemies, and stop becoming friends because of a bag, because of an opportunity for a bag. But you got to make this bag with the devil, with an immoral person. Bad company causes bad morals. That's a fact, guys. Now we're gonna get on out of here, but I wouldn't dare finish the live up without the truth for proof, guys. We're gonna do some reading. We're gonna do some reading. Yeah, we're gonna do some reading. Y'all ain't happy? We're gonna do some reading, y'all. Bring it on home now. Bring it on home. All right, there we go. We're gonna do some reading. It's always good to do some reading, guys. Proverbs 19:5. A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies will not escape. All right, so let's try to do better each day. Let's try to limit the amount of lies we tell each day. Just try to limit them. If you told 75 lies today, tomorrow try to only tell 60. Then the day after that, try to tell 50. And then keep going low and low until you don't got to tell a single lie. Because this is why a lot of you don't get blessings from God. Them blessings y'all get be from the devil. This is why y'all don't keep them. And they really ain't blessings. They cause you more stress, more pain. Proverbs 6:16-19. There are 6 things that the Lord hates, 7 that are an abomination to him. Haughty eyes, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that it devises wicked plans, feet that make haste to run to evil, a false witness who breathes out lies, and one who sows discord amongst brothers. So, now I mean, Cam and Mase, y'all in violation. And Mase, you should know better, sir. I'm appalled, sir. This what your worldly religion teach you, sir? How to be a whole hypocrite, how to sit up on a public platform and bear false witness on a brother. That's nasty work, Mase, yo. Nasty work, yo. You just make the churches look bad, yo. Exodus 20:16. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. Guys, it's a wrap. You know, I only want the best for y'all, bro. I'm never gonna tell y'all listen to me. I'm gonna give y'all the truth with proof, and you listen to that, because that's what I listen to. You know what I mean, guys? Pour into you. Don't want it because you see it. Make sure if you do want it, you go research what it is going to take to keep it, get it. You know what I mean? What drama is going to cause you and all of that stuff, y'all. Let's start taking care of ourselves. Let's start pouring into ourselves. Let's stop worrying about everybody else. And definitely, let's start following these stars, y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I see y'all a little bit later, y'all. You definitely probably be live again. We might even do an extra night live tonight. We might have a night school, a PM school live tonight, guys. All right. He said, what is the truth? The truth is God. The truth is love. Love is the truth. You know that? That's the truth. The truth is love. All right. Word, salute to my wrench mob, yo. Salute to the wrench mob. And those of you, I see y'all later tonight. Come back. Make sure y'all hit the bell on both channels, because y'all need to know when I go live. Those of y'all that I see here that don't have, I see simply the best. Woo, we simply the best. I see, next time I see you, I owe you something. You know what I mean? So those of y'all, make sure y'all follow the channels the proper way. YouTube don't like me. They don't like my content. So if you stumbled over me, just know God wanted you to see it. God wants you to subscribe because YouTube don't like me. You know what I mean? It's a reason why you just found me and took a liking to me. So stay locked in, because if it's up to YouTube, they want you to stay dumb, all right? Don't be dumb. Don't stay dumb. Get next to me. Fuck how I look. Fuck this tattoo on my neck. I know a lot. I don't watch sports. I don't know about cars. I know girls and psychology, all right? Get next to me, guys. It's not about how smart I am. Don't be intimidated. I do not know everything. I'm sure you know some shit. It's way more than me. And that's okay. You can teach me. But when it comes to this is what I do. All right? So come on, join it. Join. I need y'all. I need all the support I can get. See y'all. Y'all already know what time it is.
Outcome is going to be if you hanging around millionaires every day. Now, what do you think the outcome is going to be? You hanging around criminals, you hanging around low-level people. And nothing against drug dealers and criminals, because these are some of my friends. If people calling me every day about new scams and new jugs and shit like that, then that's going to be my universe. That's going to be what's in my mind all the time. I don't want to hear that shit no more. I want to hear about legit shit. I want to hear about 7 figures, the legit way, how you got it out the mud. I'm switching my circle up, not changing my friends. I'm just switching the circle that I'm surrounded by. So I don't want to hear that low energy shit. I want to hear high energy, high level, high minded shit.
What do you say to people that say you turned your back on your culture or
exactly 100%? I have turned my back on the idea of victimization mentality. We are locked up. We went from 1 and 4. We went from 1 and 4 to 1 and 3, but we always pointing at the white people, but yet we want to spend all of our money on foreigns. We want to spend all our money on luxury as opposed to going and buying some land. America is for sale, and there's a lot of barren land. Disney bought a lot of it in Florida, but the culture has you focused so much on fucking somebody bitch and pulling up in a foreign and rapping about things that could get you locked up and then saying you about prison reform. Like, it's, bro, we brainwashed out here.